I'm excited. I'm excited. This is usually much controversial. I'm not going to play any song requests until I start gaming later. Just so you know. That'll be in about an hour from now. So a Halloween ranking. It's a fascinating thing. The reason this is so fascinating is because so many people feel so differently about the whole spectrum of movies that you never know who's going to argue about what. Have you seen the whole series, Supersonic fan? Have you seen all of them? All 11? We're about to take a deep dive. It's going to be awesome. So, we're going to rank them from 11 to 1. First thing I need to explain is the way I'm going to rank them. I don't have any objective criteria. It's kind of hard to. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to envision in my mind that someone said you have to watch one Halloween movie right now. Sweep! How you doing, Sweep? If someone were to ask me right now, what Halloween movie do you want to watch the most? What I would do, this is how I'm going to rank them. I'm going to say, the one I'd want to watch the most right now if I could only pick one. What about my eye? All right, never mind. Yeah, that's what I'm going to pick. We're going to rank them that way. So the one I'd least like to watch right now is going to be number 11. And then one's going to be the opposite. That's the game plan. But the problem with ranking them that way is going to be that throughout the year it's going to change. Like my top 5 is always changing. It's always going back and forth. You can really take those top 4 or 5 and shuffle them constantly. 100%. I have no clue what you're talking about, Supersonic fan. All right, so starting off, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go to the notepad. So you guys can watch me type this as it goes down. So, number 11 is going to be to... Whoa! Oh my god! Stop the stream! Hi, Lyric. Number 11, the worst in the series for me. The one I could go, stop everything. The one I could go without watching probably ever again. Rob Zombie's H2. I don't know if we're going to get much disagreement on that front. Not really any controversy. Rob Zombie went batshit crazy with it. Took 90% of the mask off. Had Michael Myers walking around like a hobo gypsy. Being all weird with the most gigantic beard in world history. It got weird. It got a little weird. It wasn't necessarily a horrible movie. It just wasn't a good Halloween movie. So, that's how I feel about that. There's not really much else to say about it. Like, it did some interesting things with character development from Rob Zombie's first Halloween. Definitely. That's, like, if I'm going to give you a high point, it's going to be the character developments through the trauma. What's up, Sweep? Sweep, don't stop breathing. That'd be awful. Yeah, the way the characters developed from Rob Zombie's first Halloween to the second one is pretty interesting. That's cool. That's pretty redeeming. And it's got some interesting shots in there. It's not a bad movie visually. It's not a good Halloween movie. I don't think anyone's going to disagree. Now, here's where we're going to get controversial. All right? I'm going to type it, and I'm going to show you what I typed. So, I want you guys to guess what number 10 is going to be. God damn it. Caps lock's on. If you guys had to guess the number 10, what would it be? Also, what would your number 10 be, personally? Because you could go a wide variety of ways with this. When you're at the worst of the worst. Ooh, that's a bold. That's a bold, bold statement. Tenacious Creation just said her worst in the franchise is the 2018 version. That's a bold statement. That's a very bold statement. I completely disagree with that. Interesting. Tenacious, do you find that people agree with you or disagree with you on that? Have you gotten into arguments? Okay. So, okay. What I'm going to show you guys now. That's the wrong thing. That's the right thing. H1. Number 10. Rob Zombie's H1. Not the original, not the OG H1. Rob Zombie's. 100%. That's not true, Supersonic fan. I will debunk that. I will debunk that when we get there. I will debunk the reason that Halloween 3 is not the worst movie ever. I have reasons. So. Alright. Now. Where do we go from here? We're going to go to number 9. We can go a variety of ways. I think a lot of people might put Resurrection in this spot. What I'm going to put in this spot is... Dun dun dun. H6. Didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit. I found that it just couldn't hold my interest. It didn't even feel like it felt more like a Terminator story or something than Michael Myers. It was weird. I don't know. It lost me with the way the character was portrayed. Like, he was really, like, he had cool scenes. Don't get me wrong. He had cool violent scenes in that movie. When he kills all the doctors at the end, that's freaking badass. Paul Rudd's in that scene, playing the weirdo Tommy Doyle. But, like, I don't know, just the idea that, the whole cult aspect and all that weird shit with the baby, it just lost my interest. It reeked of a movie that was doing crazy shit just to make a Halloween movie. You know, the plot wasn't grounded well at all. Hi, Surf Saint. Oh my god, out of nowhere. That was hilarious. Excuse the Titanic music during the Halloween ranking. So, number 8. Oh man. We're gonna go H. Resurrection. Did I spell that right? I hope so. Did I spelled correctly? It doesn't matter. You guys get the point. What's up, Saint? How you doing? We're ranking the Halloween franchise from worst to best. Now, Halloween Resurrection is a movie that I would still watch for entertainment value. I find it very entertaining. I feel like that's one of those movies that it was never good, but it got worse with time because the whole reality TV show aspect they tried to play feels kind of dated now, the way they presented it. It really looks bad in retrospect. And yeah, I mean, Busta Rhymes in that movie was just too much. We all know the epic line where he goes, "Trick or treat, motherfucker." And then he like roundhouse kicks Michael Myers in the face, and it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing in this movie? What is this? Then again, like, it's definitely entertaining. It's got a very like almost like an MTV-ish feel to it. Kind of like H2O did as well. It didn't feel scary. It was more entertaining than it was scary. Supersonic fan. I'm reviewing the Halloween movies. I'm ranking them. No, Surf saying there's 11. There's 11 and there's like 4 timelines. 100%. 4 timelines. So they don't all, it doesn't go. The weird thing about these movies is they had so many different directors and actors over the years that they split apart the timeline. So like, I'll go through the timelines at the end. There's like 3 or 4 different timelines. So like 1 and 2 have like, how can I explain this? I'll explain it later. I have it all written out in my mind. I just want to get through the list first. Trick or treat, motherfucker. Sammy! How you doing, girl? Welcome. Welcome. All right, so the next one. H5 at number 7. Interesting, because I think the best part of this entire movie for me is the intro. It sets the tone. A lot of hardcore Halloween fans love the intro. They love the fall atmosphere. I think it was shot in Utah, if I'm not mistaken. And it had that really cold fall presence to it. And that was cool. But once again, once you get into the cult storyline, you really start to lose me. Once you get into the Thorn cult, it's like, what are you doing? Exactly, yeah. The Sweep says, I hate multiverses, my brain gets bamboozled. That's 100% true, where it's very good at bamboozling the brain when you have not one cohesive story. That's the good thing about the new trilogy, the modern day trilogy they're making, is it's all the same director with one vision. Sammy, you like scary movies? Sammy, what's your favorite scary movie? All right. So, number 6. This is the middle one. This is literally the middle of the pack for Halloween movies. Right? We got 5 above it, 5 below it. We're going to go H. VHR Games, what's up? Well, actually, that's what we're getting to right now. H3, number 6. Number 6. This is probably going to be the most controversial thing on this entire list. I'm going to go ahead and say. Although I think that Tenacious Creation saying that the 2018 version was the worst is probably more controversial. So, the reason I put H3 at number 6 is because I do think it was actually a really decent movie. It was a really cool concept. And so if you think about it, this is one of those movies that if you think about the original intent of it, the original idea would have totally been an amazing idea had they done it today. Because they tried to basically do what the Marvel movies are doing, where they make different movies in the same universe. That's basically what they were trying to do way back then, before its time, seemingly. And, they said, we're done with Michael Myers. We want to continue the Halloween franchise. Make another movie within it with a different plot. And that's what they were going for. They didn't want to keep dragging out, the story of Michael Myers, probably because they didn't want him to end up in a cult, banging his aunt and shit, whatever he was doing in H6. Having babies, killing babies, doing all that weird stuff. They probably never wanted a Rob Zombie remake. They're like, let's just get Michael out of here right now. That was their mindset. And I think it was actually a really good movie. But the biggest drawback, like people are always going to say, there's no Michael Myers and it's a Halloween movie. So, that's legitimate. That's a legitimate gripe. Why isn't this capital? My OCD is tripping out. There we go. So H3 at number 6. How do you guys feel about that? Where do you guys rank H3? I'm genuinely curious. In the top 11, where would you put it? Is there anybody out there that wouldn't put it at 11? It seems like a lot of people would put it at number 11. Number 8. Okay. Yeah, that's literally the only negative. Like, so if that movie was just titled Season of the Witch with not Halloween in the title, how would it rate against other horror movies from that day and age, do you think? Because is that worth holding against it, Yeah, because it was definitely a very entertaining movie. Like, who the fuck was sitting there and thought about melting masks that turn children's heads into insects and shit with this weird, creepy song? That's some messed up shit, man. I love it. Amazing. Boneless! What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Welcome. Cousin Boneless, are you familiar with the Halloween movies? If so, where would you rank Halloween 3, Season of the Witch? Yes. So, number 5. Okay. Number 5 for me is going to be Halloween, Dawson's Creek. Just kidding. What I meant was Halloween H2O. You know, the most MTV version of Halloween ever created. Oof. A lot of people like this. A lot of people around my age love this movie. Because they grew up when it was just about in theaters and it's most relevant in their mind. The interesting thing about the Halloween timeline is it spanned so much time now that people are really attached to the first one they saw in theaters. Except for me, the first Halloween I saw in theaters was Rob Zombie's H1. And I actually really liked it when I saw it. But over time, it kind of degraded down the list as I got older and got a better vision of what Halloween was supposed to be. At least in my mind. Samuel, what's harsh? What do you think is harsh? Okay. So, where can we go with number 4 from here? Now, this is, once we get into the top 4, these 4 are really interchangeable for me. There's one thing within there that I probably won't negotiate, but we'll say 2, 3, and 4 I can switch around on a weekly basis, and I have. The rating isn't 5, it's the ranking. So we're going through, there's 11 movies in the series, and we're going from worst to first. So, Supersonic Fan says Halloween 3 was an F and Halloween 1 was an A. I think we'd all agree that Halloween 1 was an A. The OG is definitely an A. That was a masterpiece. Still holds up pretty well today. But H3, I'd put it like a B. So you're saying number 4 should be The Revenge. That's 5, right? Hold on. Yeah, I forgot all the little names. You think so? So, for number 4, we're going to make Lyric really mad right here. It's going to be H2. Oh! Ouch. Tenacious Creation says, are you high? No, I thought about this. So it turns out this is the most controversial one so far. Putting Halloween 2 at number 4. Woo! Okay, so do you guys want to argue with me now or let me finish out and explain? Jeez. All right. So, let me rank these next ones first before we explain. Number 3. Halloween 2018. Boom. Big fan. Not as big of a fan as I don't know. I went back and forth with this movie a lot and it floats around in this top 4. Ooh, man. Controversy. I'm a monster. So VHR Games, where would you have put Halloween 2018? You know what? So like, I prefaced this entire conversation by saying that like Halloween has got a crazy ranking list depending on who you ask. Different people from different generations rank them entirely differently, aside from the first one being number 1 pretty universally. So like I'm pretty open to other ranking systems. It's just funny because people get all heated. Like I've seen people rank Resurrection top 4. Like for some people that's a number 4 for them. Okay. I mean that's not far. And I have all these top 2, 3, and 4 have all been interchanged at some point. So H2 at the number 4 slot is literally this far away from the number 2 slot because they all can slide through them slots. That's how I just am with it. But since I have to pick the ranking, you know, we got to go with something somewhere. All right, that leaves number 2. My personal favorite. I find it the most entertaining to watch. It's not the best movie in the series, but H4. Where do I put that space there? What am I high like Lyric said? Number 2, I got H4. And I think it's because when I was a young child, when I was a young boy like My Chemical Romance, every time I put on AMC, they were playing this fucking movie during the Halloween season. It wasn't really any of the other ones. I always seem to catch this one. And it's the one I always remember scaring the shit out of me as a kid. So I saw this movie probably 4 or 5 times before I actually saw the original one when I was younger. That's just the way it went. So, and after seeing H4, you go back to H1 and you're like, wait a minute. This body count is not that high. You know, it's like, where's all the deaths? Because it was definitely gorier, more violent, more aggressive. So me and Tenacious Creation agree on H4 at number 2. Is that true? Is that the real deal? That leaves H1 at number 1. All right. Change my mind. We don't agree? I thought you said we agree. Did you say that? Oh, no. No, we don't. We definitely harshly disagree. So does someone else want to give me their top 10? Who's giving me their top 10 right now? Okay, hold on. I'll put it in. You just keep doing your thing. Let's do a comparison. Because I am genuinely curious. I type like an idiot. Exactly, yeah. But I didn't learn that until I was older. Because when I was younger, so imagine shaping your perspective on the Halloween series when you're younger from Halloween 4 and then seeing the first one. It's a weird experience. All right, so Boneless says, wait, hold on. Boneless, your number 1 is Halloween 2018? Woo! What? Is that real? Oh my god! Cousin Boneless says H 2018 is his number 1. I thought I was having some hot takes on here. Number 2, you put an H1 at number 2? Woo! I feel the steam coming off the Halloween community as they unearth themselves to kill you. Number 3, H2. Number 4, H4. So our top 4 are the same movies, just in a different order. We got some common ground there. All right, what are you doing for 5, Boneless? Man, Halloween 2018, number 1. It was that good to you? It was that good?
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Everybody welcome Yay. 5 is H5? Okay. Anything above the top 4, it's kind of hard to mess them up, I think. Hi, Yay. Okay, 6. I mean, that's crazy though. I've never heard someone say Halloween 2018 was their number 1. That is jaw-dropping. I thought it was really good. I thought it was... They did a lot of things right. Okay. Rez. Yo, Yay. They're giving me so much crap about my Halloween rankings. Okay. I mean, I've seen it ranked higher. I've seen Halloween Resurrection ranked top 5, top 4. There's people out there that believe that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I was saying. It wasn't like scary, but it was fun. I'd like, if you told me right now that I have to watch Halloween Resurrection, I wouldn't be mad. Like, I wouldn't think it would be like a dreadful experience. I'd find it entertaining. It's a good time, right? But like, some people just hate the hell out of it. I think the Rob Zombie movies are worse. They're not made any worse, but they're just worse in context of the franchise, I think. Seven is H2O. 8 is 3. Okay. All right. So that's reasonable. I mean, yeah, I had H2O a little bit high. Like, I could probably switch between H2O and Halloween 3. I could move Halloween 3 even up into the 5 spot if I really wanted to. But then I feel like I'm starting to encroach on what the series is supposed to be about. That's the controversy there. Okay. So we'll just go. Yeah, that's a wash. All right, who else? Anyone else want to rank? All right. Let's clear it out for Lyric. Here comes the hottest take since the last volcano that erupted over a hot sauce factory next to a welding plant during a heat wave. All right, Tenacious. Wait, hold on. Okay, so this is from first to worst, right? H1. H2. H4. Number 4. H5. Ooh. Then H2O. H2O. We got Rez. Number 7. Curse of Michael Myers. That is 6, right? Oof. Okay. H3 at number 8, as we discussed. Number 9. Sorry, guys, I can't read. Wait, hold on. Okay, Rob Zombie, okay. I didn't know what RZ meant, because I'm stupid. And 2018, that's the hottest take of them all. Jesus. My God. That take is so hot that if you just printed this paper out, crumpled it up, and put it into a hot air balloon basket, there'd be enough heat coming off to float the fucking balloon like 1,000 feet in the sky. That's how hot this take is. How do I spell your damn name? Woo! Hot take. Hot take right there. This one. I have a major problem with this one. My God. It's a woman. It's a woman, and she's double trolling right now. Tenacious is a female. And that right there, the fact that you put... Okay, so explain to me why you're going to put 2018 behind Rob Zombie. Very true, very true. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Hi. Yeah, I'm 29, boneless. We're about the same age. I'll be 30 in like a month or two. 2 months, 3 months. I don't know when my birthday is. When I turn 30, I'll know it. I'll just know it. I'll wake up and the sky will be dark. There will be ice rain falling all over as the world is freezing to death. That's just how it's going to go down. Yeah, he says she's 30, flirty, and thriving. Hey, Sammy, do you want to rank them? So Burr likes Halloween 2018 the best. She agrees with Boneless. We have 2 people in chat today that think Halloween 2018 is the best Halloween ever created. That's insane. What's up, Sammy? What can I do for you, girl? Wow. Wow. I'm waiting for that response from Lyric. Oh, well, she said everything that made the original scary was not in 2018. Yeah, but everything that made the original scary wasn't in any other damn movies either. That's the thing. What about... I mean, if you ask me about the H2 transition from H1, they're not even close to the same movie. They're set on the same night. They continue into each other, but they're filmed like... I want to say H2 is a ton more violent. Like, they go out of their way for the violence in that movie. So it wasn't, though. I don't think so. I think that if you, like, you can't think about Halloween 2018. It's hard. It's hard because it's a direct sequel to a movie that came out 40 years ago, right? So you can't think about 2018 as being a carbon copy of the original in terms of the... Like, they had to strike a balance. That's the tough thing about it, because I really wish it was a lot more like the first one as well. That's my biggest criticism of it. But at the same time, bringing it into the modern day, if you compare 2018 versus the other R-rated horror movies out there current day, it's mild. I thought it was mild. I thought it was mild with the blood and the gore. And about half of the kills were off screen. You know? They tried to hold it back, and I guess the idea was to just show the bodies and make you wonder how they got there. So I don't know. It wasn't that extreme. I didn't find it suspenseful for other reasons. The reasons I didn't find 2018 suspenseful is because A, Michael Myers is not going to be suspenseful this day and age because he's a fucking hero. Because he's been around for so long. And B, it was the lighting. I didn't like the lighting. They didn't play with the lighting enough. I would explain it like this. When you're watching... the original Halloween, when you're looking at a scene from it, you'll see a ton of dark spots on the screen. Yeah, there's a ton of dark spots on the screen, and I feel like when I'm watching Halloween 1, that Michael is in one of those dark spots in any scene. I mean, once it gets to nighttime at least, not in the daytime scenes, obviously. But once it gets to the nighttime, Michael Myers could be hiding in plain sight in any single one of those shadows, right? So I feel like Michael was hiding within the movie, whereas with 2018, I felt like he was mostly off screen because everywhere on the screen you could see what was going on, and there was nowhere for him to hide. It felt like the movie was hiding Michael, not Michael hiding within the movie. It's a difference. So I felt like in some scenes, I felt like I was safe unless there was going to be a jump scare from off camera. That's how I felt about it. It was a whole different feel. The visuals created a different feel for me. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. But still, I don't think they played with that concept enough. You know, at no point did you see what you thought could be the mask in the shadow. At no, you know, But still, like, you can make an argument for that scene. That's probably the only spot. And like, I thought they had a great chance. Like one of the best chances they had to make that go down properly was the scene where, right before the babysitter kill, she's wearing the yellow shirt with Julian. She goes outside because she thinks she hears something or whatever, and you see the laundry on the clotheslines waving in the wind, right? And there's some perfect shadows back there. And instead of going with the traditional Michael Myers standing in the shadow, they just had a corny jump scare where her boyfriend shows up. And it's like, that's not scary. And that was a complete waste of a badass shot that they could have had. I thought that was a big missed opportunity. And, you know, instead of having him, you know, in a dark corner of a room, he's standing in a closet. Which, don't even get me started on the closet scene, because that would have been one of the greatest. It could have been one of the scariest things I've seen, had it not been every fucking trailer known to man. That whole scene was just lifeless to me because I knew how it was going to end as soon as it started. But 2018 at number 11, that's a little harsh. That's a little harsh. Tenacious loves to hate. Yes. Tenacious creation. What you're saying about the chase scene at the end of the original, one of the greatest horror movie moments, like that last 20 minutes, once Laurie goes across the street to her friend's house, from there till the end of the movie, that's like the greatest 20 minutes in horror, if you ask me. That's intense, suspenseful. And at that point, you feel like Michael could be in any one of them shadows. She's walking across the street. And now to go back to 2018, another missed opportunity with Halloween 2018 has to be when Allison sees Michael for the first time, and it plays that badass song after that kid gets hung up on the fence, you know, that tried to kiss her or whatever. And Michael starts chasing her, and the chase lasts 20 seconds, and she's already safe. Like, I think they could have had an extremely amazing chase scene there that, A, you know, changed her character forever, as if the death of her friend didn't. And B, just like, if you want to do an Easter egg, that's the best way to do it, I think. Don't replicate the chase entirely, but just give it more of a suspenseful chase, you know? Oh God, Tenacious says she's not in her 20s. Man. So, to talk about the crazy timelines in Halloween, let's see if I got this correct. Because Halloween is a fucking mess in terms of their timelines from the movies that correlate to one another and bleed into each other. Yeah, put a lot of thought into it. I have the whole collection right here. Plus, I have the original on 4K Blu-ray and 2018 on 4K Blu-ray. And the OG in 4K, if you got a nice 4K HDR TV, mind-blowing. Amazing, I love it. So, timeline 1 goes, if I have this correct, you go from H1 to H2. From H2, you skip 3, 4, 5, and 6 and go right into H2O, correct? And then from H2O, you go to Resurrection? Is that timeline 1? Is that how it... Because H2O picks up right after the original Halloween 2, correct? Or am I wrong about that? I might be wrong. Timeline 2. So, is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch technically in any timeline? It's part of the universe, technically, but is it actually part of a timeline? Like, can you factor it into the timeline of the franchise in any way? That's an interesting question. Mugilla, how you doing, buddy? Well, because it's in the same universe, right? Like, is Halloween? There's a question we can answer right now. I'm gonna look up the answer right here, right now. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, Boneless. Thanks for your ranking. I appreciate your thoughts. So, okay, no direct connection. It seems like there might have been something they had in mind Easter egg wise. There's no direct connection. So the other timeline is Halloween 1, Halloween 2, then we go 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Timeline 3 is the one we're currently on. The current trajectory is Halloween 1. We skip all that bullshit and go right to 2018. And then we got kills and ends coming up the next 2 years, which I'm sure Tenacious Creation is excited about. Peace out, Boneless. And the last timeline is one we should erase from history, the Rob Zombie timeline. That awful, awful timeline. Anyone else have any thoughts? Do you have any questions about the Halloween franchise? About my thoughts? Or do you have any thoughts you would like to put in my mind? Also, this is going up on YouTube, so feel free to put any comments you have in the comment section. Argue with me, argue with anyone else's rankings that you saw on there, and then I can read it and talk trash to them on Twitch. Tell them the world hates them. That's the idea. Let me go back and see what you said, Burr. So, Burr says, seeing them all at once, to her... Wait, hold on. Burr says, I think most people that think one is far superior think so because they saw it a long time ago and therefore have some connection to it. I don't mean it in a bad way. I just think seeing them all at once takes away the special aspect of the first. Okay, actually, in the beginning, that ties into what I said in the beginning. With the Halloween rankings, the movies have been, made over such a long period of time that for a lot of people, depending on which one they saw first in theaters or whatever, that's the one they're most connected to. So it's a weird combination of rankings. That's why Halloween rankings are so interesting. So yeah, you got a point there. Okay. But which one did you see in theaters first, Burr? Well, like the theater experience is different because I saw Halloween 4 first as a child. But the first one I saw in theaters was Rob Zombie 1. I'll always remember that. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. But, so, okay. Burr says, I'm saying if you see them all close together and don't have a childhood connection to one, it's not as special. And that's fine. There's nothing, you don't have to think the first one's special. But I don't see any other Halloween movie in the franchise that had the profound impact on horror as the first one. That, like, it's got legacy to it. Yeah, I like that. Burr's just playing devil's advocate. But the reason you'll never knock one off that peg is because it's the one that started it all, just like most movies. But it's had that impact on horror, for a long time, ever since. It's done so much for that genre. It does, Sweep, it does. And you know, there's also something to be said about so there's a really interesting video. I wish I could show you guys. There's a YouTuber out there. I don't want to get copyrighted on YouTube for it, but there's a YouTuber out there that has actual audio from a 1979 screening of the original Halloween, of the crowd reacting to the last 3 minutes. It's insane. It's insane. It's really cool. It was taken a year after the original movie release. And he tried to put the video footage with the audio. It's not quite lined up properly, but it's awesome. Is that fair use? Am I allowed to show that? Or can I get dinged for that? I don't think Twitch has a problem with it. I think YouTube does, though. First one is truly the only good one to see, to be honest. It's just on a level none of the others will ever touch. Mugilla, that's right. That's right. I will post a link for it in my Discord. Sound good, guys? I'll look it up right now, and I'll post the link in my Discord. So if you're not in my Discord, please join up. ! Discord. And I'll post the link right in the link section. It'll be a fucking party. Where's my history? No, my history. Jesus. YouTube is trying to steer me into content that I don't want to watch. Oh my God, where was it? I know I saw it, guys. It's not in my mind. I think that the first one, like, he actually gave it a fair effort, but from then on, he was, like, the second movie, he was trying to destroy the franchise. I thought he went into it with that kind of battering ram mentality. He's like, fuck you guys, I'm destroying the franchise. You know, he wanted to leave a negative mark on it or something. That's almost how it felt. I don't know if that was his intent. All right, I'm gonna put it in my Discord. Let's open my Discord. All right, that should be it. It's in there now, in the link section. Hell yes. For which one, Sweep? For the first one or the second one? Are they? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to... Even though I'm sure the guy probably wouldn't mind. I mean, who knows? You know. Who knows? I just don't want to... I don't want to disrespect anybody or anything like that. So, that's that. But you guys can check that out in my Discord. And let me know your thoughts. Come back on here. Let me know your thoughts. All right. So I'll also put my Discord link in the YouTube description for this video. So I guess that, does anyone else have anything else? Any other thoughts, controversies, hot takes? Hottest take of the day has to be between Cousin Boneless and Tenacious Creation. Ranking Halloween 2018 both first and last. My goodness. Yo, Tenacious, are you excited for Halloween Kills at all? Or are you just so bitter over Halloween 2018 that you want to find David Gordon Green and kick him directly in his left kneecap? Is that what you're thinking? You're pretty disappointed. Well, I mean, also with the Halloween franchise, no matter what you do, you're going to disappoint some people. I thought it was such a great effort. I thought they got the music right, the mask right, Michael right. They did so many things right, but they definitely did some things wrong. So I think that out of all the sequels, they got some of the key things the most right. They put a ton of effort into the mask. I loved the mask. I love James Jude Courtney as Michael. Fair enough. Fair enough. But okay, let me give you a little devil's advocate challenge here, Tenacious. So you say your main problem with Halloween 2018 was the fact that it was kind of in your face, gory and violent, and didn't focus on suspense. Is that fair to say? Then how the fuck do you rank that movie worse than both Rob Zombie movies? Explain that one, huh? Because those were the most gory fuckfest kind of movies you could ever watch in your damn life. They should have called it Halloween 1, The Devil's Rejects. Okay. Burr said about The Devil's Rejects. Now that's a great movie. That's funny. Oh man. I can understand. So I guess the thought process is when you build it up like, with the entire essence of the original and all this talk that we're doing a direct sequel to the original, that it just completely didn't live up to the original, which is probably an impossible task, right? Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I'm not going to give you too much hate over it. I just find it surprising because I don't know many people that would say that about the movie. I always thought that looking at the sequels in context of, you know, who was writing them and the effort put into them, that 2018 definitely exceeded all that in the effort department. And they came up short in some ways, but in other ways, they did a really good job. Think about if you guys were put in the director's chair to make your own Halloween sequel. How nerve-wracking would it be knowing that there's so many different types of fans out there that want to see different things? That's a tough nut to crack, you know? And you got to try to make as many people as happy as possible while still making it your own movie. That's wild. It sounds really fun, but really stressful at the same time. Yeah, but you're always going to. So like you either hardcore recreate H1 and have people bitch that it's unoriginal, or you honor it but do something different and have people, you know, it's a double-edged sword. All right. Any last thoughts? Think they made a movie for the current times? Well, you know what? The reason Tenacious says I think they made a movie for the current times for a new franchise, I feel they did the right thing. I think the best evidence that they did the right thing is obviously the amount of money it made. That's what the studio is going to care about at the end of the day. That doesn't necessarily mean good movie, but it was very successful. So I think at least in terms of marketing Michael, they made the right moves in making him marketable and making him look believable, at least in the trailers. It made him look like the same guy from H1. Definitely a little bit bigger, but the walk was good. The mask was good. It wasn't like H4 where the mask is pink for a scene. You guys ever see that? You guys ever see that they forgot to fucking paint the mask white in H4 and it was pink for a split second in one of the scenes and they filmed it with a pink mask? The scene where Loomis is in the school and Michael's in there. And that's some insane shit. Maybe I'll try to bring that up for you guys so you guys can see. If you want to, and not only that, but the mask itself was god awful. They had the right mask. Oh my god. I can't bring a picture up. So it's up here on the top right. If you guys can see that, look at how bad that mask is. Look at how they literally forgot to paint the fucking mask white. Okay. I like that idea. Trick or treat's good. I like that sweep. So, but the thing is, legend has it that this is actually the correct mask, but they painted on it like too thick and made it look almost deformed. They fucked it up with the paint. And I guess in this instance, it was just fucking pink. Pink Michael. Yeah, the hair's blonde. Are you kidding me? You know what? That might be scary. If a blonde ass Michael Myers comes speed walking at me with a pink face and a sharp knife, I might be a little more frightened, actually. That means he's ready to party, you know what I mean? He looks like right now he's ready to party. He's like, yo, keg stand right now. That's what he's thinking. Halloween 5 mask. Not great. It wasn't positioned right on the character. Halloween 6 mask. Better. Resurrection was okay. H2O was a travesty with their mask. And the CGI mask was pretty awful too. Rob Zombie did okay on the first one. The second one, there basically wasn't a mask. There was like a piece of the mask over the face. Kind of. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Sweep, 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 sweep. Alright. I guess. Alright, it's 3 o'clock. We're going to wrap this shit up. Thanks, everyone, for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/bushwhack18. Got great people here, awfully friendly. Also, I'll put a link for my Twitch and Discord in the description.